And of course, you have to set up the clear KPIs, because your key performance indicators will let you know whether you are progressing or not, and if you are reaching your goals. So these are all the things you have to think about before you start your LinkedIn, because all these answers and goals will determine how you approach it and what strategy will you build on LinkedIn. So when you are starting your profile, it is important that you fill out all sections of your profile. You have to get to the all-star status, but more important, you have to have an optimized profile. An optimized profile is much more than an all-star status, and it's the thing that differentiates you from the average person on LinkedIn. So you have to optimize your profile to match your goal. Many people, especially when they are switching from one business to another, or they were employed by a company in the past, and let's say now they are going into entrepreneurship, focus too much in their profiles on their previous roles, what they did in their previous roles, whereas LinkedIn has it has the power to get you where you're going. So you have to optimize your profile to your future. We've been hearing about SEO everywhere. SEO is also important on LinkedIn because you have to use the keywords. There are 5 parts in your profile where you can put your keywords, but it's also important to use the right keywords in your content. In this way, you will allow Google to find you and show you in the results. You have to learn about the algorithm, because knowing how the algorithm works will make it easier for you to achieve the goals. And there are some rules, I call it the LinkedIn etiquette, to follow that will also help you make a difference online. I will let you know about them at the end, but now I will quickly guide you through an optimized profile. So here we have a professionally taken picture with the person that it's looking straight forward, is alone on the picture, and it's lightly smiling. We have the cover, we have the banner. It's a custom banner that shows us or the person visiting our profile what we do or how we can help them. We have the name. The importance here is, and this is in accordance with LinkedIn rules, that this field only contains your name and your family name, no other stuff. Then, of course, you have an updated headline, and you have filled out your contact information. This is the first thing people see when you're on LinkedIn profile, so it has to stand out and it has to be done the right way. If they're attracted by it, they will click on see more, and then they will have a look at your profile. Otherwise, they will just skip it. So if you're a service provider, one of the recent things that LinkedIn added is the services pages. So take this opportunity and fill out your services pages, because this way it enhances your chances to be found on Google and also in LinkedIn searches. Plus, it also allows people to see your profiles when they're looking for a certain service. The next thing, it's important, the About section. The About section is the heart of your profile, so take time and make it right. Please put the relevant information on LinkedIn, and keep in mind that the first 3 lines is what we see when we come to your profile. So it has to be appealing and it has to be catchy, so we click on see more and we go and read your About section. And then, of course, you have your vanity URL for your profile done, because this way you are optimizing your profile and, again, making it easier for Google to show you in the result. Experience sections is one of the sections where people fail the most, because usually they put in the name of the company and maybe the role they have, and they don't put anything they did in the company. They don't add any media to it to make it easier for us to see what they did, because people will like to click on videos, links, pictures, things like that. And if you look at this, profile looks much nicer with some colors and pictures added to it. So please do this. Then another thing that is important, it's skills and endorsements section. Add skills. You have to add at least 5 skills in order for the algorithm to pick you up, but please don't exaggerate. Skills is the section where people focus most when they are talking about their previous experiences. Make sure your skills match where you are going. You can also use the keywords in the skills section, and keep in mind that also the skills section is that part of the profile that matches you to other people, and LinkedIn gives you a recommendation to connect with them. So be picky and don't exaggerate. You have 50 skills available, and many people just go and click on all of them. We don't put languages in skills, and we don't put Microsoft Office skills in it, because there are many more important skills that tell what we do. Then, of course, we have the education. Please fill it out. It's not necessary to get to an all-star profile, but do it. Then we have the accomplishment section. You can add languages, courses, project, if you are an owner of a patent, if you had any publications issued. There are a lot of things to add to the accomplishment sections, and please do it. And then, of course, there is the recommendation section, which is important in building your credibility and authority. The recommendations are a thing that you will have to request. People are not prone to giving them themselves, so usually we have to request them, but we also have to be generous in giving them. So work on that. Now, a few words about the etiquette. Personalization, it's key on LinkedIn. So if you're connecting to a person, or if you're accepting their connection request, please send them a message. Never send out a connection request without a message attached to it. It will make a huge difference, because you have many people who will not accept your connection request that doesn't have a message attached to it. When a person sends you a connection request, welcome them to your network and thank them. You will see the difference. What you're doing on LinkedIn is you're trying to build relationships. And these 2 messages are your first step into building a relationship. And if you master that, you will see people will be really pleased with being in your network. Please don't post irrelevant messages, and don't send out irrelevant messages. Try to avoid cold messages as a first message you are sending out to people. Tagging people. Never tag people in your posts, in pictures, if the post is not relevant to them. Since the fall down of Facebook and Instagram, WhatsApp last year, there are a lot of people migrating from Facebook, and they're applying the same strategies they do there. So tagging 50 people. Tagging people who don't react to your content will decrease your visibility. So use it wisely. Then another thing that it's a bit interesting on LinkedIn is hashtags. 3 to 5 hashtags per post, and use the relevant ones. Don't use the same strategy as on Instagram and put out as many hashtags as possible, and try to use the hashtags that actually have a following, because hashtag will help you put your content in front of the people that follow a certain hashtag. Whatever you do on LinkedIn goes through the what is in it for me filter. So think about that the person on the other side is always thinking, okay, what is in it for me? If you go to my profile, you will see that I'm only sharing information that is helping people, because I like to serve and I like to help. The name field. I already told you when we went through the profile, the name field has to contain name and family name, no other things added to it, no coach, no anything, because LinkedIn is really strict and this goes against, it's a violation of the rules. And if someone reports you or if they notice you, it will actually get you either in jail or even have your profile deleted. Engagement is key, because engagement shows that you care for people. Don't only expect people to interact with your content, but you have to interact as well. If you will be doing it, you will see results. You don't have to post too often on LinkedIn, because the lifespan of a post is 24 hours and more. So if you post 3 times per week, or if you're not an active person in posting, you can start with 1 post per week and gradually build up. It will show results. Nurture relationships. Don't just get in contact with people when you're adding them to your network, but catch up with them from time to time. Like on all the other platforms, LinkedIn values valuable content, so post valuable content. Keep it positive and professional. One of the misconceptions of LinkedIn is that you have to write in a certain way. Authenticity is the key. So be you, but still don't share maybe too many pictures of what the or maybe don't post pictures what you had for lunch unless it was a business lunch. And one thing people make the most mistakes is when they hire someone to help them do their LinkedIn, to write their content. They don't use the language people speak. And what happens later is when they are in contact with the prospect will see the difference. So even if you have someone doing the content for you, try to go through it and put it in a way that speaks your words the way you do it. So I was given 20 minutes to prepare you a short introduction into LinkedIn and help you do it. So I'm done with the presentation, and now I will look at the questions into sales. So we have a question: how do you actually convert the leads from LinkedIn into sales? By the right approach. You have to approach, I assume you mean that you already have a person that's downloaded some lead magnet from you, or you have a person on one-on-one asking for more information. This is just the way how you do your sales, you know, handling objections the right way. It depends what you're selling as well. So if you can give me a bit more of information, I can help you. But usually you have different approaches, different messagings, and it's not LinkedIn, it's sales. It's sales approach that works. So let's say the way I do it, how I convert people, I let them ask me what I do and ask me if I would be willing to help them. I have a company that it's a B2B, a huge multinational corporation. Like, how do you get people on the call, then pitch them to buy your services? So yes, first of all, you have to give a lot of value. People have to understand that what you're offering, what you're talking about, it's something they could use. It would be helpful for them, and they have to know you and they have to trust you. Then you go into conversation with them and you try to strike a conversation. You try to asking questions to people in a way that you steer them in directions of them asking you what you do. And once they ask you what you do, you can pull in the question, would you be willing to talk more about it? You know, you never pitch it in the first message, but let's say the fourth, maybe fifth message you exchange with the person, it's the way we do it, the right way to pitch in the meeting. And then it's up to you how you present it and how you sell it. But you have to build some rapport with the person before you pitch to them, because don't use emails, sending things, and try to get people in the conversation and then them asking you to tell them more what you do. Because once you do it this way, you will convert easily. Okay, how do you land jobs using LinkedIn? I will go to LinkedIn now. Let me just to LinkedIn now. LinkedIn has a special sections called jobs. You can find a lot of job postings here. So this is one way. Go through it and do it in a way you do it. Then the other thing is optimize your profile for the job you're looking for. The next thing I would do is connect with people within the companies. You have to make a list of companies that you would like to work for, and I would go connecting with people working in that companies and adding HR people, you know. And then the next step was what I would do is I would go commenting on their content so they would notice me, because commenting is one of the best content strategies on LinkedIn. And when you comment with really thoughtful, meaningful comments on people's posts, they notice you. And once they notice you, it's easier. Then you can send them connection requests, or maybe they will go through your profile, and because you've optimized it for the job they are looking for, they will contact you themselves. If you're just starting out, how do you get people to trust you? Well, it will take some time, you know, because when you're starting out, what we talk today is building up your profile and the foundations the way it should be. But then it comes to sharing content. You have to share content for some time. What happened to me, I think I was sharing the content for 3 months and I got almost no engagement. I was thinking, okay, maybe I should stop this. This is not for me. It doesn't make any sense. But then suddenly I would start getting messages, you know, people asking about it. And although there wasn't any engagement, people were noticing it, you know, the impressions of my posts started increasing. Then you have to be consistent. If you want to get people to trust you, try posting at least 3 times per week and engage in other people's content. Really engage, try to strike conversations even in the comments, and this way people will come to you and you will build up trust. How does the creator mode work? Creator mode is a feature that's been enabled recently and allows some features. One of them is that if you have a creator mode, I don't have it, but I will show you here the difference. You can have some hashtags here saying person talks about, and there are some keywords about what these people talk. Then the creator mode allows you to gather followings. If you see, I only have connections, and if you go and we are not connected to my profile, you would get a connect button here, but once you enable the creator mode, you will get follow here. In case you get a follow, you click on more and you have the possibility of connect to that people. There is a difference between followers and connections, because your connections can see all your content, whereas not all your content is displayed to your followers, and you cannot get into a private messaging with your with your followers, but you can do it with connections. Another feature that it's enabled in creator mode is it allows you to go live. Before you had to apply to get a live, and it was quite a process that could get denied several times. And another thing is you can have a newsletter. You probably noticed a lot of newsletters popping up lately, which is, I don't know, good or bad, but the thing is that you have to be consistent with newsletters. So I wouldn't advise creator mode to follow the to get followers up until you have at least a few thousand connections. So, but still, depending, if your goal is just to get yourself out and you just want to be found, then you can do it. It depends on what your strategy is. What type of content do you think does best? It depends of the industry of the offers that you have, but you have to keep in mind when it comes to content, you have to use different types of content. So you have to mix video, pictures, text content, and sometimes also use polls because they work well in getting you visibility, but not for converting. So don't overdo it. And then I suggest you test it, because you have to find the type of content that works best for your ideal client or your ideal audience. The thing I found working best throughout several industries is personal touches. When people talk about themselves, this kind of post gets the most of engagement. Then the posts where you are explaining, where you're teaching. So also the post, if you will put, I don't know, 10 ways to do something, it's quite a catchy post and people like to engage it. It's very good that you add a call to action to your content because when you're writing a post, you want to strike conversation. So you always add a question or tell people what to do next. But when you apply, yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry about this is the HR. This is the HR culture. You cannot change the way people are. But let's say here in my country, I also do a pro bono training every month for people that are unemployed. What we do is we work on their profile, we optimize them for what they're looking for in a job, and then they start connecting with the right people. They start showing up on their comments, and it usually within a month they get a new job. But it's a smaller country, and you have to know that probably not that many people apply. You're in a big, are you in India? But I hope I didn't get your name wrong. Because if you're in India, you are a huge country, and I'm sure for each position that's opened, there are a lot of people applying. And yes, then each HR has a different way they are selecting people to invite, but I would suggest you just build your authority, build your branding. Can you tell me what business are you in? What do you do? Okay. The next question, can you do demo on Sales Navigator? I don't have the Sales Navigator switched on now because I usually switch it on only when I have corporate clients. And I'm sorry, I'm not able to show you the Sales Navigator now, but the Sales Navigator offers you a lot more options if you are actively doing sales on LinkedIn. It's really a feature I would recommend, and you all get a 1 month free, one of the premium packages on LinkedIn for free. So if sales is something you're interested in, then I would try Sales Navigator for that month. it's become quite costly. So if you're not actively using it, I don't see a point in having it. As I told you before, I'm not doing active sales on LinkedIn. My way of doing is just giving out the value to people, and then people come to me. In the 3 years that I've been on LinkedIn, actively working about LinkedIn, I haven't posted any promotional posts. So all the clients came to me and asked me for help or to work with me. So because I don't do it, I just use Sales Navigator when I have corporate client training. So, but for example, if you would be a marketeer and you would be looking for a position in marketing, what I would do is I would post content that will show people that visit my profile that I'm an expert in that field. I would post content showing people that I'm interested in learning. So what are the new trends? I'm following what is happening. That you will have to be quite active on content creation, because when people come to your profile, you have to have something there. You can send me a private message when we finish, and we can go through your profile and I will give you some tips what to do if you want. So if looking for a job is your goal and finding a new job, I can spare half an hour with you and help you with that. But it's up to you. So let's go down. Okay. So yeah, just add me on LinkedIn. I will give you the link here in case you didn't. It's my first time here. Can I post something? Am I here? Okay, so that's the link to my profile. Just add me and we will have a quick call and I will go through your profile and see if I can help you in any way. So do you have any other questions? Then thank you very much for being here. I hope it helped you. It was the beginning of LinkedIn. Maybe in the next sessions, we will go some steps further into the content, into finding the right connections on LinkedIn, things that will help you, but we'll decide later. What is a good cover photo? Are you talking about this kind of photo? The banner? So the banner should actually tell a person what you are doing. You know, it could also include some call to action, some text, or whatever, but it should, I don't know, if you are a person who works with your phone, you can add your phone number to it. So I don't know, I will just now, if you want to learn Forex, call me and add your name. If you want to get results in that, do that. For this, contact me that way. You know, you can use the background of something that you do to showcase what you do. But keep in mind that the picture tells much more than the words. So people like to see and get from the picture what is it that you do. And I don't know if you use Canva. In Canva, you get the sizes of the banners and a lot of photos there. So you can create a nice cover photo in Canva and use it on LinkedIn. But the more you can show what you're doing. If you are an employee of a company, let's say, then it would be good to include some branding of the company here. Then if you're running your own company, for example, I have a cover picture that says winning the game on LinkedIn in 10 minutes per day. That's the end result that I'm giving my clients. Of course, before that, they have to do a lot of work. But I decided it's just a text because I don't know how to put LinkedIn there, you know. So I hope I answered I hope you got the answer. And for all the others, if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer on LinkedIn. Just feel free to connect and contact, and I will be happy to answer. So if that was all, then I will say there's still some this keeping me because this is my first creator. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really bad with pronouncing Indian names, so it's Sanjeev, Sanjay. Thank you. Thank you, Rahil. Thank you, Bandal. It was nice being here, and I hope we see each other again sometime. Wishing you a lovely evening and all the best with LinkedIn. Use it. It will get you results. Thank you. Bye-bye.